This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com in review. What I'm looking at today is 2012's Berberian Sound Studio, directed by Peter Strickland. And this is a movie I really wanted to like. Heck, this is a movie I really wanted to love. But at the end of the day, I couldn't. And in fact, overall I find it boring. I find it interesting, though, as I said, boring. And part of that is that I'm not sure what Peter Strickland is trying to get across with the movie. Now, he wrote and directed it, and it revolves around a sound engineer played by the great Toby Jones, who goes to Italy to work on a film. And I interpret what I'm seeing as he is driven insane, essentially. Though, my thing is that it's relatively unclear what's actually happening. There's all kinds of provocative visuals, though, which are interesting, and it looks great. Berberian Sound Studio is a great-looking movie. It sounds awesome as well, and it is extremely well acted. But, once again, I'm not sure what Peter Strickland is trying to do with it. And I get the feeling that if I'd read the screenplay, I might have a better idea. But that's a problem because, first off, I don't have the screenplay, nor am I of the mind to look for it. Though I shouldn't have to read a movie screenplay to understand the intentions of the director. That is literally the whole point of directing. It is to transfer what is written to the screen. So I'm just left with, I'm not sure why this movie exists, and as I said, I find it, on the whole, fairly boring. Though it is, once again, very well shot, and I think I see Peter Strickland hinting at things, but it's not done in a fashion that's very satisfying. The movie is about an hour and a half. It goes at a decent clip, but that's neither here nor there when it doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's not as boring as watching paint dry, but it's not much better either. And once again, this is frustrating to me because I can see that the movie is trying to talk about more than that. It's fairly subtle. Subtle in and of itself is not a bad thing, but you still have to have an end goal with your subtlety. It has to accomplish something. By which I mean, have you seen Yellow Brick Road? That's a fairly subtle movie in a lot of ways, but you can at least see the intention of the director. And I really like Yellow Brick Road. Never mind it being subtle, it's very interesting and engaging. By contrast, Berberian Sound Studio isn't. It's just kind of there. And Toby Jones' character goes through some fairly odd things, but it doesn't amount to anything. And I guess to make matters worse, I'm not even sure any of it's really happening in the way that I'm interpreting it. It is a frustrating movie. And what's worse, by my reckoning, is that it doesn't have to be. A few tweaks here and there, this could be a really interesting, frightening movie. As it stands, it's just kind of frustrating. It's not terrible. It's watchable in pieces, I guess. But it commits perhaps the greatest sin of all as far as movies go, which is to say, while it is interesting, it is just dull. So what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and review. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow. Peace.